My talk at the table is filmmaker Alexandra Pelosi. You may recall her from the national attention she gained with her documentary Journeys with George, showing President George W. Bush during his 2000 campaign. Pelosi, who happens to be the daughter of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, went back on the road last year to film a new movie. It's called American Selfie, One Nation Shoots Itself. A lot of meaning in that title. It shows Americans documenting social unrest during the pandemic. And as you're about to see, one young woman spoke about the growing demand for racial justice.
I was 10 years old when Trayvon Martin was murdered. And I remember watching the case, optimistic, just knowing in my heart Zimmerman would be charged, and then he was acquitted of all charges. And 8 years later, absolutely nothing has changed. We have had hashtag after hashtag after hashtag, and absolutely nothing is changing. So that is why I'm out here saying Black Lives Matter yet again, which is something we shouldn't even have to be saying in big old 2020, that we have to be saying our lives matter. It's absolutely insane.
Big old 2020, that says it all. Alexandra Pelosi joins us now. Alexandra, good morning to you. First, congratulations on this film. I love it. I think sound from everyday people is so powerful. And what I want to make clear for people is it's called American Selfie, but this is not found footage. You were out there doing the work, talking to people, getting interviews like the one we just heard. And about that interview, that's a young woman talking about 10 years of change. You've been doing this for 20-odd years. You've seen a lot of political change. What is the difference between America of the George Bush years and America today? And what caused that change?
Well, I should mention that that was the day that the United States military used chemical agents to shoot at rubber bullets and chemical weapons at peaceful protesters. That young lady is an example of who was there that day when the government turned on peaceful protesters before the curfew in America. I've been doing this a long time. I was a network news producer for a decade. I've been making documentaries. This is my 13th documentary. But I never thought in my lifetime that I would see my own government turn on its own people. And to this day, I still haven't quite gotten over the fact that I was there watching the National Guard shoot tear gas at innocent protesters in peacetime in America. I mean, you expect that from third world countries. It's very Venezuela. But this is not America. And that's something that I think people need to think about. Hold the mirror up to this country at this moment in time and say, we're better than this, America.
There's a moment in the film, I believe you're in Las Vegas, you're talking to a young man and you ask him, is America broken? And he says yes. Do you agree? Is America broken? And who broke her?
I would blame everything. I put it all in the lap of social media. I mean, I think that regardless of who you're going to vote for in this election, the one thing every single person I talked to all across America for a year, the one thing everyone could agree on is social media is doing real damage to our democracy. It's completely undermining the conversation. It's making us hate each other. It's feeding everyone these toxic feeds that are just, it's capitalizing on the divide. And I feel like leading up to the election, everyone should just turn their phones off because it's doing so much damage to our mental health.
Yeah. What makes the film so powerful is it toggles between vastly different realities in this country, and you get incredible, authentic sound from people who are more fact-based than others. And seeing the transition between the two, I mean, it must have been neck-breaking for you as a reporter, as a producer, as a filmmaker. What was it like shuttling between these two worlds?
Well, this is my 13th film. I've been doing this for a very long time. And I think that what struck me this time around is how America's like a raw, open wound. You walk out there and you talk to people. People are really decent. Americans are good, nice people. But the way it looks on cable news is that we're all just, it's toxic. And I feel like when you go out and you talk to people, you don't get that impression. There are lots of nice people you can meet everywhere across America. I think that people just need to take a step back. What I'm trying to do is, this is like an artifact. I'm trying to hold up the mirror and say to America, like, this is how we look in 2020. This is our selfie. And we all just need to sort of take a deep breath and unplug from our toxic social media feeds and try to remember that there is a possibility we all can get along after this election. There is hope for us.
Boy, I hope so. I hope we take a long look in the mirror and decide we don't like our outfit, we make a change. Alexandra Pelosi, thank you very much. It's a powerful, powerful film. The documentary is called American Selfie, One Nation Shoots Itself. It debuts tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Showtime. That is a division of Viacom CBS.